Hi everyone, my name is Daniel Maurice, and in this video I'll be explaining how the Wounded Warrior Project can improve its marketing strategy as a charitable nonprofit organization. Just as a little background, the mission of the WWP, as you can see here, is to honor and empower wounded warriors who incurred a physical or mental injury, illnesses, or wound coincident to their military service on or after September 11, 2001. Like a lot of marketing discussions, I'll begin by talking about the 4 Ps: product, price, promotion, and place. The product in this case is a little different because it's not something physical or tangible. Instead, what the WWP is actually marketing is the well-being of injured and disabled veterans that their organization is able to help and facilitate with the support of its donorship network. And that brings me to the donation page itself. Improving that page would be a very prudent course of action in the optimization of both the WWP's pricing strategy with regard to donations and their promotion strategy. It'd be a good idea for the WWP to remodel that page after other successful charities like St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, with more of an appeal to ethos and pathos than they are currently employing. And I'll explain what I mean by comparing the two. When you go to St. Jude's donation page, you're confronted with this powerful image of Lillian and this very, very, very strong language. Your donation helps give kids like Lillian the chance to grow up. Without that donation, she might not get that chance, which is a powerful motivational factor for visitors to donate. On WWP's page, you see none of that. Instead, you're berated with a lot of overwhelming words and numbers without really seeing what your donation is going towards. So I think that's where to start. With regard to their promotion strategy, it's also imperative for the WWP to leverage their social media presence in order to improve that strategy, which could be accomplished by the use of targeted ads via Instagram. But since charities and targeted ads don't always go together, it could also be accomplished by applying a greater emphasis on the impact and differences made by the organization in the lives of the veterans themselves. Adopting a reader-centered attitude that appeals more to donors by showing them that impact and those differences would be a very powerful tool in doing so. On the WWP's impact page, which can be found on their website, they have a 2020 year in review video, which highlights some of the impact they have. 11 million in COVID relief funds, 142 million in VA benefit claims, 52,000 plus careers coaching services provided, resulting in over 1,800 warriors and family members achieving meaningful employment. That is no small feat, and neither is 149,000 plus hours of PTSD treatment provided, resulting in 76% experiencing fewer PTSD symptoms. As someone with an uncle in the military, I can't tell you how far this goes. But the list goes on and on. However, none of it is included on the WWP's Instagram page, at least in the forefront for the average viewer to see, and it needs to be, it ought to be, in order to improve their marketing strategy. With regards to their placement strategy, strategic placement is everything because the WWP has to consider the mediums in which they interact with prospective or future donors in order to maximize their potential as a whole. Utilizing its network of partners and sponsors to promote donations is where that starts. Offering opportunities like rounding up to the dollar. Oh, would you like to round up your change and donate it to the Wounded Warrior Project? So many people would take that option, but it's not available. Expanding the WWP donation network and strengthening that network by the tactful use of social media comes next. And that happens by incorporating an immediate market segmentation strategy. With regard to that immediate market segmentation strategy, I had an idea that they could use poster veterans, like the Sports Illustrated cover example that we learned about in Chapter 9 on market segmentation with respect to regional demographics, highlighting different communities via social media, so gearing that same concept towards a more social media online approach, such as Barstool, how they have different sub-branches like a Barstool UMass or a Barstool UNH, etc., highlighting different communities via social media and grouping them based on their respective regions in order to promote local involvement in the organization. For example, a Massachusetts WWP, a WWP NYC, a WWP Cali, the list goes on, or it could. However, the WWP doesn't do that, and I think that it'd be a very prudent option. Next, I want to move on to the optimization of distribution channels. With what I was just talking about with that immediate market segmentation strategy, bricks and clicks would be very important. Online engagement incentivizes consumers to get involved or visit brick and mortar stores. While WWP isn't a retailer, it still has an opportunity to better incentivize veterans and donors to get involved in a more physical or intimate fashion after seeing them online. That starts with the the WWP communities, support networks, and sponsored events ought to be emphasized and catered towards the position of the targeted consumer, respectively, down those distribution channels of communities. That means with the mass WWP, you'd see mass events. With the Cali WWP, you'd see California events, and so on. Determining the optimal market channel is also the next necessary step. The optimal market channel, or the OMC, refers to the necessary channel flows that must be performed in order to generate the specific segment's service output demands, as we learned in Chapter 15. Important SODs, or service output demands, pertaining to the WWP would be spatial convenience, waiting and delivery time, assortment and variety, and customer services. Customer services being that major one because it's all about getting involved with veterans. Channel structure decisions. Who should the members of the WWP's optimal market channel be? Obviously veterans, but medical professionals as well, those providing the care to the veterans that they need, the donors and the supporters, sponsors, and partners. Adopting an intensive distribution strategy is the next necessary step in improving their marketing strategy. In the case of the WWP, it's an important decision to make the distinction between shelf space and solicitation at the register. What I mean by that is they're not selling a product, but they're selling their mission, their ideals. So while you could have a t-shirt like that one behind me sitting on a shelf and some of the profits being donated to the WWP, it's more prudent of a decision to actually have that solicitation at the register. So would you like to donate the rest of your change to the Wounded Warrior Project? Yes, I would. Or, would you like to spend an extra $5 and help Wounded Warriors? Yes, I would. Utilizing and expanding the existing WWP partnership network is how that happens. They're already partnered with the NFL, Amazon, Smile, and Verizon. Imagine if they could get into stores like Walmart or Cumberland Farms. There's somewhere that already employs Wounded Warriors. Walmart's a big one on that. How many disabled veterans have you seen greeting you at the door when you walk in? Thank you for your service, sir. Imagine if you could go a step further and say, thank you for your service, and here's how much that means to me. I hope I can help other people like you in your situation. So that's basically it. The Wounded Warrior Project is a great organization and it needs our help. But in today's world, they need to take a much different marketing approach to improve their strategy and grow their organization. Thank you.